Try to put up a video to actually get some content going yesterday. And what happened was, I'm just gonna be honest with y'all, they gave me 5 million views on this video before, and now I tried to put it back up and they hit me for sensitive content. So when I tried to go live just now, my live information wasn't up, the photo wasn't up, or anything. So what they did was, I thought that they was gonna jack my account just now. So I had to put everything back up. So there's no information in the description. Well, nervous right now, I'm kind of shaking, but I'm gonna keep on going, moving forward. I hate y'all to see me like it is what it is. Got to keep it 100. It is what it is. And it's your boy Bugatti NYC, and like I always told you, you could have went anywhere, but the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, I truly, truly appreciate you. If you see, I just had to send myself the email again with the content from the header. And basically, yeah, almost shot me down just now, y'all. All because putting up a video. And that just goes to show you that we're talking about sensitive content all the time. We're talking about how they don't like, censoring stuff, and they don't want to censor you. But the truth of the matter is they do. But they're not going to stop us no matter what. It's your boy Bugatti NYC, and like I always tell you, you could have went anywhere. But the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. Hope everybody's having a fantastic morning. Let's get it going. They not stopping jack. Let's wake it up, wake it up, wake it up, wake it up. I'm so happy that my true people are here with me. Y'all definitely on the check-in. I don't care if all that stuff is not in the description. Don't even care. We're going to still run it up. We're going to still do what we got to do, because this is the bottom line. And y'all already know how we do over here, because you could have went anywhere. But like I said, the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me with no information in the description, and we don't know what we're doing right now, we're going to still run it up. Because I still got that lineup going, and I still got all the information that I need to do the show. So that's what we're gonna do. And like, look at that, right back on top. Got the heading good, got that straight. So now we just got to do a little bit of hook and joke like that, and we're gonna accept that right now. Why? Because it's Saturday, February the 7th, 2025, and this is the bottom line. Hope everybody's having a fantastic morning, because I know I am. Because what I always tell y'all, even when you have problems, it's all good, because we was able to wake up this morning. We're going to just deal with the problems accordingly. And I'm showing you guys as we moving and as we doing it. So we might not get a lot of views today. So we might not do whatever. Don't even matter. Hope everybody's good. What's going on, y'all? What's going on, everybody? What's going on? Yeah. VIP at Auction Group. Happy Saturday from St. Louis. Andre, what's your favorite race? I don't have one. Natalie, happy Saturday morning from New York. Kelly, God loves you too, Kelly. Andres, hey, brother. Losing only got for one, your background. Hey, brother, losing only got one for your background. Yo, Bramigo. I don't understand what that means, Andres. He got a 5 head. Yeah, I do. I don't understand what that means. Anyway, we're going to run it up right now and go to this title. We got Trump losing birthrights right now. And we owe y'all a video from yesterday from the Russia and Ukraine situation, where Trump was asked a question about what he wants to do and what he thinks he needs to ask Vladimir Putin before they pull out of the war. Also, we've got Trump, it's executive orders. He's banning men in women's sports. That's going to be some serious stuff to look into right there. We also got why is crypto being threatened and targeted with debanking. And this story right here, I gotta be honest with you guys, it's a really like in-depth story, because of the fact that they're really trying to do some slick stuff here. And I know that they're trying to do something to go against crypto right now. It's the banks, the FDIC, and what they're planning on doing is trying to slow down the functioning of crypto so that it doesn't have that type of backing. But crypto got wise to it. The last administration was really on some stuff, y'all. We really need to look into this. But that's not the first story. What we really need to get into right now is what happened first. Last week, Trump had basically put in an executive order saying that birthright citizenship is no longer valid under an executive order, Well, now the third judge has come back to strike that order back and say, hold on a minute. And they looked into the law a little more, and it basically says that he is not, his executive order cannot override the Constitution. So basically, that's not going to be able to be something that he overturns when it comes down to birthright. We assume that he's trying to get it up to the Supreme Court, where judges that may see things his way may be more resolvent and more receptive to, doing what he wants to get done on that part. Because sometimes you have to introduce something into the court for it to be struck, for them to take it to a higher court. Like I said to you guys, sometimes they make a play just to make another play for you to make a move on what's going on. So let's get into this first video right here. I wanted you guys to see, this is what I was telling you guys about is Levitt. She's basically talking about the spending cuts, how much money we got out here, how much, where the money is going. So it's pretty crazy. I want you guys to see this. I think I slipped on a video real quick. I think I went past what I said. Yeah, let's get this one out the way real quick. This one was from yesterday, what I owe you guys. I owe y'all this one from yesterday.
Yeah, please, sir, go ahead.
You just laid out your plan for Gaza.
Yes.
Can you lay out your plan for Ukraine and also
For Ukraine.
for Ukraine? Yes. You consider yourself a strong leader. You blamed your predecessor for letting Russia to take over Ukraine. Will you demand from Putin to get out of Ukraine, from sovereign territory of Ukraine?
Yeah, please, sir, go ahead.
President, you just laid out your plan for Gaza.
Yes.
Can you lay out your plan for Ukraine and also
For Ukraine.
for Ukraine? Yes. You consider yourself a strong leader. You blamed your predecessor for letting Russia to take over Ukraine. Will you demand from Putin to get out of Ukraine, from sovereign territory of Ukraine?
So we're dealing right now with the subject. I don't want to spend a lot of time because we're here for another reason, but we are having very good talks, very constructive talks on Ukraine. And we are talking to the Russians. We're talking to the Ukrainian leadership. It would have never happened. That would have never happened. It should have never happened. I get reports every week, the number of soldiers, mostly soldiers now, the cities have been largely demolished. You talk about a very sad sight to see. We talk Gaza. Well, many of these cities look as bad as Gaza and worse, what's happened to them. And I want to see that end. And I want to see it end for one simple reason, the life of young people being absolutely obliterated on both sides. You probably have 700,000 Ukrainian soldiers dead, 800,000, maybe more Russian soldiers dead. It's very flat land, and the only thing that's going to stop a bullet is a human body, in this case, usually soldiers. And the numbers are staggering. When you hear the real numbers in Ukraine, what the numbers are, and this doesn't include the cities that have been demolished and all of the people that were killed. So I want to see it stopped. We're having very good talks, and I think we're going to get it. I think something will be, hopefully dramatically, it will rise above everything. You can't let this continue. This is an absolute slaughter that's taking place on the beautiful farmlands of Ukraine, and we have to stop it. We can't let this continue. It's a human.
So, and not only is it going to stop the war, it's going to stop a lot of deaths, and it's going to stop a lot of children from passing. So I definitely want to make sure that I showed you guys that video. There's somebody in the comments that's saying Trump losing birthright fight. Yes, I just explained that. I just explained what I meant about that. It said, and the judge basically pushed back on birthright. He's trying to overturn birthright citizenship, and they didn't go for it. This is the third now judge that said that. I have the video here. I will be showing you this information. You just got to hold on until we get to that part. Thank you. Now, we got this press secretary, Caroline Levitt, that I really was trying to show you after this because that was the clip that I owed you guys from yesterday. But what I want to show you guys is a lot of wasteful spending that's been going on, that happens to be going on in Egypt and over different countries that have to do with all types of trans and different things that have nothing to do with what we really need to be getting done out here, and nothing that's benefiting the United States of America. So Carolyn Levitt, she held a press briefing introducing the Leave It list, which is a federal list that shows you every spending area where all of the money is being spent on nonsense and where it's like ridiculous spending going on in the millions of dollars. Let's check this out. Now that we on course and we got everything rocking, just had to keep it moving and keep in motion sometime.
Wrap up because I do want to get to these meetings and I will see you all at the EO signing later this afternoon. I would just say that you brought to mind California and North Carolina, who continue to be on our hearts, and the president and this administration are committed to ensuring that these individuals get the funding that they need. And I would just say a strong message to Democrats who are out there pretending to be outraged about the long list of crap that this administration is cutting, federal waste and funding, like $2 million for sex changes in Guatemala, $6 million to fund tourism in Egypt, $20 million on a new Sesame Street show in Iraq, $4.5 million to combat disinformation in Kazakhstan. I could go on, and I'm happy to provide this list to every single one of you. Democrats are outraged that the American people want to be, they want their taxpayers going to good uses, not stuff like this. But then they're very...
So what they did was a lot of times they hide other monetary in grants in other, when they say, hey, we need this money for this, right? They have other areas that they're going to be sending part of that money to. And as you guys can see from what she just said, I mean, we had no idea of that money being spent in those areas. That does not benefit the United States of America. And we definitely could have used that money for something else. What you guys think about that right there? Your quarantine reality, for real, it's disheartening to say the least. And what's that? Sickening, exactly. Trump must 2028. Scholes said losing the opposite of tightening. It should be losing. I can't spell good sometimes, and I messed up. You got me. You got me. My spelling is messed up, and you got me on the spelling. So you get a cookie. Send me your address and the email. Send it to the Gmail, and I'm gonna send you any kind of cookie that you want. You got that. You got that cookie right there, bro. I'm not perfect. As you can see, I do a lot. I do the thumbnails. I'm over here trying to get the cameras and lights going. But yeah, appreciate you. You want to be a proof speller? I could send you all the thumbnails, and you could tell me, hey, fix this, fix that. I don't have that person. Just to let you know. So sometimes we're going to get errors, but we're going to keep it moving. That's what we also going to do, because the next thing we got to bring this up is the executive order that just got signed in for the management from competing women in sports. That means that men can no more. See, you're throwing me off, man. Woo! We have a situation right now where Donald Trump is finally signing in an executive order where men cannot compete in women's sports. And I appreciate you for the spell check. Thank you. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. We could comment on some of this stuff too now. I need to hear what you guys think about this.
Under the Trump administration, we will defend the proud tradition of female athletes, and we will not allow men to beat up, injure, and cheat our women and our girls. From now on, women's sports will be only for women. But before going further, I want to share some very exciting news from our military. After years of shrinking force numbers at levels that nobody has ever seen before, 4 years of this we went through, and missed recruiting targets every single month, it was just announced that in December, the U.S. Army had its single best recruitment in more than 15 years. Thanks. Every single day, nearly 350 new soldiers enlisted to defend our nation, and they're very, very happy to have done so. We've done lots of interviews, and we asked why this was taking place now, and they just said there's a spirit about our country that they haven't seen in many, many years.
And that's what I wanted to talk about too. If we see all this bad government going on, there's a lot of people out here like that listen to the show that are really smart people. I noticed that we have a lot of politicians out there that are only out for their personal gain. And you wonder, like, what's going to change it? How are we going to change it? Believe it or not, some of us have to change it. A lot of you guys are very enlightened. You have a lot of information. You're very well informed. So believe it or not, you're the person that actually can be in government, because government used to be like that, believe it or not. governors and people that work for the cities and like states, they used to go to work for a little while at a regular job and then come back to government. I guess that's the way that they kept everything, like, you know, in the spirit of still understanding the work part of being a civilian, which is kind of different from the way that politicians are nowadays, as you never see them doing anything but this, and it's more like they move around like celebrities. What do you guys think about them taking out them signing in the fact that men can no longer compete in women's sports? I don't know if you saw that video of that transgender person that was playing volleyball and he spiked the ball and he broke the girl's nose. That was pretty bad. I mean, ridiculous. And then there's like these, all of the sports awards, all of the MVPs, like they'll score, like he said, it's like Jordan against like a college player, or not a college player, but like a junior varsity player. So it's not even fair in the competition. So finally, I'm so happy that our government is really getting the mind state to go to where we're supposed to really be at. It was really getting scary for me. I don't, particularly care about particularly any party. I try to stay neutral as much as possible. But when it comes down to, men and children's bathrooms and things of that nature, I think that's fairly disgusting. And all of us can agree that something that's not what we want to see. So that is a good starting point. And then, of course, they're going to be taking away funding from any schools that don't comply with the men and women sports. So it might be private schools that are able to still do that. But when it comes down to federally funded schools, they're no longer going to be granting and giving out monetary for it at all. Paul said common sense ain't that common. That's true. Real true, Paul. Real true. Jason Bender says, God bless you and Brittany. You should be running for Congress. That is true. God bless you and God bless America and God bless our athletes. That's fun. That was dope. I need that enlightening right there, Jason. Thank you so much, brother. Your quantum reality, Vietnam was 60 years ago. I think it's time to move on. What you mean by that? Common sense? Paul South, thumbs up. Brittany said, good. They shouldn't. Men will overpower women. Yeah. All right. You're right. Because it's not even a fair competition. That's why they have the WNBA and the NBA. Period. They have college basketball for women and they have college basketball for men. I mean, it's common sense. But again, with all of that DEI and inclusive stuff, you see what was about to happen? Even the soldiers and all of that. Like I said, let me help you. Like, you don't want nobody like that coming up fighting the war. Are you kidding me? Check this out. Imagine this. What if you left your car somewhere to get fixed and all of a sudden, I think somebody stole this truck. I'm not sure because I know y'all be on point with what I said. Like my dude be with that spelling. And I apologize for the wrong spelling of that word, but thank you for correcting me. You're right. Losing is L-O. Okay, you got me. You got me on that. But this couple right here, they found their stolen truck in a lot that it was full before the police. Before they called the police. But as soon as they called 5-0, the lot was empty and their truck was like ripped out of there. I'm talking about they did this truck so bad, it felt like I saw a carcass of something that just got dragged out after the fact of it's gotten eaten. And like, it just looked real bad. And it's a small town, small story. But again, we like to bring stories like that to light here because it doesn't get that much play. And it was like a real hardworking family and they lost their car. So check this out. This is real messed up. Check this out.
Were out there for more than 24 hours.
Their 2003 black Dodge Ram pickup was stolen from their business last Wednesday. On Saturday, its tracking device led them to the property and a drone helped them spot it. Now
that's smart. I mean, they were smart for that, for getting their own drone to spot it. That's smart.
All they had to do was call law enforcement.
And correction, let me correct myself. They had this truck, they bought it for their business, now that I can remember, and it got stolen. And this is where they found it because of the tracking device. And they put a drone in the air to see it over there. But I'm talking about they ripped this truck up bad.
for help.
No, nothing was done. Nothing. Unfortunately, nothing.
Precinct 7's chief deputy tells us his deputy tried for more than 12 hours to get a warrant because, quote, we can't go on someone's property and impede a person's privacy without one. By Monday morning, video she shared shows HPD was there with city tow trucks towing away what they found,
No wheels,
including
nothing.
the victim's black Dodge pickup or what was left of it.
Chassis, the cabin was feet away from each other. The motor transmission was next to it. There was no, you couldn't see no battery, nothing connected to it. The cables are gone.
The thieves even took the seats.
We're out.
And that was in Houston. And I thought the Bronx was bad. You know, the Bronx got these areas where they walk around and pop your tires because it's in locations that have areas that sell tires. I don't know if you guys know about stuff like that, but you know, that double dipping situation, yeah. Where a little boy might splash some dirt on your shoe and then next thing you know, you get to the corner and there's a shoe shine guy. Yeah, it's all by design sometimes. Anybody ever have to deal with some crap like this with their car? I hope not. Black legend, Trump, it's free too. All right, y'all, let's keep it moving. What we got here? This right here is crazy because we got more corruption and at a time that we just don't even need anymore. How much more corruption can we get in government? We got Eric Adams that got indicted. We have all of his administration behind that. We've got the Joe Biden with all of these pardons for all of these people. We've got, what's her name? Tiffany, the other one, that one out there. We've got the other mayor, the one in Chicago that's being investigated for his closet with all of the gifts, with the size 14 shoes. Mayor Johnson. And now we have the East Cleveland mayor. His name is Mayor King. Anybody from Cleveland, y'all might know about this. Mayor King, he's been suspended and they don't even know what they're going to do now because they don't even have a mayor. So if anybody out in East Cleveland is know anything about this, chime in and let me know. Cleveland in the house. What's going on in Cleveland? Because I tell y'all right now, this is crazy right here. And like it's in all parts of government. And we said this before. Remember, guys, with great power comes great responsibility. We found that out in the great movie Spider-Man.
Power grab in full swing in East Cleveland, causing chaos, confusion, and finger pointing. Thanks for joining us for the news at 10 o'clock. I'm Chris Fry. The big question tonight, who's the mayor and what happens next? Caitlin McCarthy with the breaking details.
Here at East Cleveland City Hall, 2 council members called for an emergency meeting to demand the now suspended mayor return his city vehicle, building keys, and remove his name from city bank accounts and the website. The meeting didn't have enough council members to move forward with it, but community members were very outspoken about their concerns.
Would you all agree that this is one of the most vital, critical times for the city of East Cleveland as far as the council and the mayor?
A community in turmoil facing a tough question. Who will be the next mayor of East Cleveland? Neighbors and these city council members are frustrated while the mayor's seat sits empty. Mayor Brandon King was suspended Tuesday after he was indicted back in October for several charges, including theft in office.
This is a very serious situation of what's going on. This is giving the opportunity for the council to actually get a chance to counsel. We have a lot of business that's ahead. We got budgets that we need to get taken care of.
It seems like I said, remember I said they start off in a small area of government and then as they grow in government, their bank accounts grow. They never start off like rich. If you look at like Nancy Pelosi, they got pictures of this lady, black and white, where she looked like she was delivering Little Debbie cakes. She's been in government that long, but she's also one of the richest people in government to the point where they even created an X account to follow her trades. Yes, her stock trades. And there's many people that made a lot of money just following her stock trades. Again, why do they get into government? And all of a sudden, they seem like they're government, and the next thing you know, they turn into rich people. Can't even front on that. How much money has Obama got right now? No hate. They ain't trying to act funny, not like that, but what, like $400 million or something like that? Way out of their tax bracket. And at this point, can they really relate to the citizens? Now, let's go back to how they started off government and the reason why they wanted people to have regular jobs so that they can feel what the common man was feeling, like you and I, so that they could actually relate. That's how government was in the beginning. So I'm not trying to say it should go back to that, but there's not enough clarity and not enough fairness And with great power comes great responsibility. And a lot of these people can't be responsible with the power that they're given.
An emergency city council meeting was called Wednesday night, but it turned into a heated community forum.
The mindset that should exist is a mindset of togetherness in order to provide solutions for a community that's right now being torn apart by derelict individuals who chose to steal from the city, individuals who chose not to take their responsibility of governance to the highest standard.
Councilman Twan Billing says in an unprecedented move, a probate court judge will decide who will be the interim mayor of the city.
But it goes to show that the lack of trust that the court have for the city of East Cleveland because of all the corruption that just continues to happen.
It will
So now the sad part about it is the city's going to suffer, the people will suffer. And how are you going to get somebody that's really in there that you know is like, you know, the right person? You really got to run another whole camp, an election. Get a new person in there immediately, because I don't know when the next one comes up, but they're going to have to pick somebody from maybe a lower position to take over his, maybe like the lieutenant mayor or something like that will take over for a little while. Eve buying shares in arms companies after they give all of their own arms away. But you got Brittany said Obama couldn't relate before his presidency. He had to take classes on how to speak the difference. People, yeah, he damn sure did. You're right about that. Creole Shy, they can't relate. You're right about that. Shadow stole it while we suffer. Blaze said that. They stole it while we suffer. They stole it while we suffer. Exactly. Eve, I'm glad you guys understand. Yeah, I'm glad we're on the right point. Cleveland, EC has been a wreck. Yeah, it definitely has. I mean, think about it. It's Cleveland. I mean, even LeBron James dipped on them, but still, that doesn't mean that they shouldn't have the right type of government and everything and stuff going on. And a lot of times when you have areas like that, where it's like a really bad area and somebody steps up to be that person, they take advantage of the other people because they try to get them behind them like a reverend. Hey, you're going to believe me. I'm going to do what y'all need me to do. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to get behind y'all and tell these people we need to get the city of East Cleveland back together where it was before, because I'm tired. That's right, y'all. I'm tired. Anybody can do that. But if there's no feeling, no oomph behind it, it's not going nowhere. Yeah. And I have to bring it down a little bit. And I want to just say we got to give prayers and thoughts out to everybody that lost their lives in the planes, the plane flights that crashed, the Philadelphia medical fire that happened, the flight that crashed into the jet, and everybody that's feeling the pain of what's going on in Los Angeles of the fires, as well as North Carolina. We cannot take those people out of our prayers. We cannot forget about all of those people just because another day came and just because, you know, it's another stretch up a morning yawning, because a lot of those people, they're not able to even live their lives the way that they used to. Luckily, they can live their lives if they made it from out of those disastrous situations like the fire and stuff like that, and situations like that, which I was speaking to. But I just want to make sure that we understand that there's not days that go by that since we don't speak about it, that we don't remember and we don't pray for them. I just want you to make sure that we get that in right there. Also, we've got a somber moment right now because the EMTs that helped the little girl, get on the medical plane to go back to her family, they are talking about the conversation that they had with her before she got on the flight. What the pilot said, you know, different situation, the entire situation, and how they brought her to put her on the plane. So they are basically the EMTs that handled the patients that were getting onto the flight before they got into that crash. And they're talking about, you know, how it happened and how they feel about it and what it was like leading up to it. I think we should take some time out to look at that, even though it's a severe moment, but we just got to remember to have a heart for people and not forget about who and be human. Because a lot of times we look at stories and the humanity is taken away because so much things are happening that we're kind of getting used to it. And it's not right for us to get used to it because a lot of this stuff shouldn't be happening. So I just want to take a little bit of time out to say that and show you guys what the EMTs feel that were responsible for taking the patients to that disastrous flight the last flight of their lives to them, sadly, the last flight of their lives. They're saying it feels like a punch in the gut to them. And I would agree to that. I wasn't there, but I would understand their explanation and their
Well, Johnny, they're still in disbelief that the patient and crew they transported and saw depart perished in that fiery plane crash. They shared that the mom was looking forward to going home after spending several months here with her daughter receiving care.
For EMT Alex Salas and paramedic Victor Benitez, Friday's afternoon dispatch seemed routine enough.
We were just dispatched to Shriners to take the crew and the patient from Shriners here to Philadelphia Northeast Airport.
When they arrived to Shriners, they met the patient, a little girl named Valentina, and her mom, Lizette.
And we got the patient on board. The staff was super happy. They were sad because she was leaving, but they were happy because she was finally going home, especially the mom.
The airplane's doctor and paramedic also met them at the hospital. Then, Alex got in the driver's seat of the ambulance and drove to the airport.
On the way over here, they were in the back talking about the little girl, talking about Mexico. And
Were they excited to go home, or what was the mood?
Yeah, they were all excited to go, especially the mom, because she was down here for so long.
The girl had spent 5 months at Shriners Children's Hospital in Philadelphia receiving medical treatment.
So could you imagine that? Again, she's spent 5 months at the Shriners. And that reminds me of the Shriners commercial with the little kids and the ones that's thank you for giving. It was one of those like little kids that was getting like medically taken care of that got on the plane. And yeah, it was her, a little girl.
She was supposed to head back home to Mexico. Once Alex and Victor arrived to the airport, they found the airplane on the tarmac and Victor snapped this picture. They loaded the girl onto the airplane's gurney.
We were joking with the pilot, talking about the Super Bowl.
They jokingly asked the pilot if he would come back to fly them all to the Super Bowl once he dropped off the girl and mom.
I believe the paramedic was the one that came to close the door, kind of fisted us a goodbye, thank you. And then the pilot looked over to him and gave him like a little salute to leave, goodbye. And then that was it, they closed the door.
Alex says that about 10 minutes later, they saw the jet rescue airplane take off and fly right over them. Shortly after that, they heard about a big fire on Cotman Avenue.
Later on, our boss calls us to tell us that unfortunately it was our patient that we just loaded.
What was that like for you?
It was like a punch in the gut. You just like we were just interacting with them, joking.
They later discovered that the crew had left one oxygen tank in their ambulance. They planned to give it back to the company, but until then, it is a sad reminder of what happened.
We were so happy for them, and the little girl going home, and unfortunately it wasn't so.
It's terrible, man. For the girl being in the hospital for 5 months, then the next thing you know, she loses her life on the way home. After she's healed up, after all of the treatments and after all of the stuff that she went through. You guys appreciate the content, do me a favor. Double tap the screen to let everybody else know that we up and we rocking. That just sends the likes up. We got a couple of likes right now. I really would appreciate if we can get those likes up. Double tap, double tap. Okay, what we got here? Blaze ate up. The only good thing is there with God and no more pain. Yeah, Brittany said hearts. That's sad. I know what you meant, Blaze. Yeah, I know what you mean, Brittany. Creole, yeah, comedy, heartbreaking. Yeah, definitely. It's hard to understand how they act. Yeah, it definitely is, y'all, definitely. We got this other situation. I'm gonna try to keep going because try to keep it like up and down because I don't want to keep you guys in that mode, but I definitely wanted you to see that story because it's heartfelt. And that's how we get down over here. Real stories and real stuff that actually is going on. Not just a bunch of stuff on Fox. Also, I want you guys to see about this situation where the owner of this Massachusetts shoe store unknowingly, y'all tell me, unknowingly was selling fake sneakers. I'm talking about a lot of sneakers. And they said, I'm sorry about it. We didn't know. So we'll give you your money back and whoever lost money. But there's a lot of false people out here. A lot of people selling knockoffs. And some people they don't even care, to be honest with you. Like Chinatown, they sell knockoffs like crazy. People go down there on purpose to buy it because of the simple fact that they can't afford the real stuff. A lot of rappers buy fake stuff. Go look at Akon's shirt when he was doing that Vlad video. It said DG or something like that. Y'all seen that shirt that Akon was wearing in that video, in that interview, where all of the letters were wrong? I think it was supposed to be a Dior shirt. But they sell stuff like that all the time, and a lot of artists, you know, they'll wear it just because it looks like the original. So you guys gotta be very diligent on stuff when it comes down to fakes and knockoffs. There's even a part of this that can actually teach you how to look out for fakes and knockoffs. So this is something that, you know, I like to give you guys information and teach you certain stuff. So that's why I'll be bringing these videos up, because you'll actually learn something at the end of this video. So check it out.
Head swindle. The Milford Police Department says a high-end shoe store was caught selling fakes. The owner is offering refunds and telling WBZ that he was also shocked to find out that he was selling counterfeits. As WBZ's Tammy Mutasa shows us, luxury sneakers are a big business that also attract big-time scammers.
If it's too good to be true, it usually is.
In the booming sneaker biz, the family Sneakers House thought they were getting a deal from their Chinese distributor. But Milford police say
I'm gonna be honest with you, I would have already saw the red flag when they said Chinese distributor. Come on now. Like, let's see if we can catch a couple of red flags here. Chinese distributor, that's number one.
turned out they were duped with counterfeit sneakers. More than 1,200 that police seized, worth $200,000 if they were real.
We sent somebody in there to buy some shoes, and sure enough, buyer beware, they weren't legit, they were counterfeit.
That was after investigators got concerns about the shoes.
This person that was running the store didn't really know.
Detectives say the owner was ordering products from a Chinese distributor, paying via wire transfer. The store is new to the sneaker game.
Number two red flag. Paying via wire transfer. Where is like the bill of lading? Yeah. Where is like the customs approval? Because when it comes through, it has to be approved by customs. And customs has to see if it's genuine or real too. And if they catch it, they'll keep it because it's not authentic. Y'all seen those shows before. So that's the second red flag right there.
Game only open for a year.
We're very pleased that the owner was very accommodating and, remorseful because they were scammed too.
So in this big sneaker
I don't know
business,
if they were
how can
scammed,
you
y'all.
tell what's real and what's not? We have some veterans in the shoe game for answers.
It's a complex process to begin with.
Ferguson has owned limited stock in Boston for years, featuring some of the most coveted footwear.
If you're able to just squeeze this with like 2 fingers, that's the first sign. You can't squeeze this no matter how hard you try. It's firm. Obviously, second is the stitchings.
If ever in doubt, Ferguson says ask an expert or use an app to verify authenticity, because the bigger the business gets, the more fakes make the rounds.
It's a really, 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 really big problem. And quite frankly, I understand the allure. It's quick, cheap. People are willing to pay way less. For example, these shoes are not cheap.
And like the Milford chief said,
if the deal is too good to be true, it's not true. This tag right here.
Tammy Mutasa, WBZ News.
I don't know if y'all see that other video where the guy be like tapping on the bottom of the shoe. He's trying to see the density and how heavy the shoe is. Yeah, you got to really check the sneaker because we got the wherewithal. We bought original shoes before. We've bought original sneakers before. So you just got to be smart and check them. Don't get caught out there, y'all. Don't get caught out there. But I still think they probably had something to do with it too. I think they had something to do with it. Yeah, there you go. Brittany said, I'm with you. I think there's no way that he didn't know. Exactly. This is another story that I wanted you guys to come into because I want you to be educated on that. And it's like, come on. I see the guys be like this on a sneaker. They do that, then they check the inside tag. I mean, because I used to buy some knockoffs too, don't get me wrong. You don't want to spend as much, or you're doing a video or something like that, and they got the $50 Air Force Ones versus the other ones. All right, cool, let me get those Air Force Ones. I don't got no problem with that. Even China Mac is doing it because he's out in Vietnam where they make them. I think he's getting them for like $30 or whatever like that. So yeah, but check this out. Y'all know, who in here trades on the crypto market? Anybody here trades on the crypto market? The reason I'm asking you guys this question is because right now it's being targeted. They're taking the banking away from it. The monetary that's being invested and put into it was being slowed for the entire last year. I have a question that makes me wonder, is that the reason why the crypto market was hit so bad last year? Because if you guys remember, it seemed as if as soon as Ukraine started the war, have to say it, as soon as that war started, crypto got real bad. I'm talking about my wallet went from like a certain amount to like, not even a third of what it was, which basically put me in fear to not even trade anymore and even deal with crypto at all. So I don't know if you guys were trading in crypto for like 2024 and the years prior. Guess what? A lot of this, the banking and the investing that was going into crypto was being slowed on purpose by the last administration. So right now, crypto, they found out that crypto was being slowed. The FDIC had something to do with it. And I don't know if it's affecting what's going on in the current market right now, but they're saying that they're glad that they caught it, because if it would have persisted, it would have been something that they could have kept doing and may have triggered like the next coming thing like AI or whatever the next, coming idea is. So they found a lot of corruption going on with the FDIC. And I think, just between you and I, that it had something to do, and it relates right back to the loss that we took last year in the market. I feel
Joining us now, Coinbase's chief legal officer who testified at that hearing today, Paul Graywall. Paul, how on earth did it happen? I want to know names of who was responsible for this.
It's great to be with you all. Of course, what we were focused on today was the particular effort on the part of the FDIC to implement Operation Choke Point 2.0. And the people involved were, at one level, supervisors, examiners deep within the FDIC who were tasked by people much higher up, including the leadership of the FDIC, and even beyond that, others across the administration, to slow the bank's efforts to provide basic banking services to crypto. Now, the crypto industry obviously took great concern from all this, but the issue really goes beyond just crypto, because if it's crypto today, it could be any American industry tomorrow. And so we thought it was important to shine a bright light on what happened.
Okay, Paul, no doubt, no law-abiding business should be denied banking services because of some political whim. Now, you and your colleagues in the industry have talked a lot about how you weren't even able to get basic services, make deposits, have checking accounts, etc. Is that all you're seeking? Because I think for some people who are maybe skeptical of these new so-called currencies, there's a concern. Are you really looking for loans?
So again, my question, I had money tied up in this, and this is the one of the head people from Coinbase. So if he's saying that they slowed up processes of transfers and things of that nature, is that why some of the transfers was going through slow at a certain time? While when we was trying to do trades, it was like kicking back off Coinbase? I remember it happening. So if that happened, I want some money too. Why are they only ones getting money if somebody's getting some bread? Because I lost a lot of money dealing with this situation right here. I'm out of crypto, to tell you the truth. It was so bad, I was like, you know what, I ain't even dealing with this crap anymore. I want to see my investment. And I just diversified, tell you the truth. That's what I did.
Loans perhaps backed by these coins, crypto creations, what have you, which I think some people would be concerned about.
What we're looking for is no better treatment and no worse treatment than any other industry. In this particular case, what the FDIC sought to prevent was banks providing basic checking accounts, services that would allow their customers to buy and sell things like Bitcoin and other fundamental products that any American industry needs to be able to offer to its customers, and needs the banks in order to be able to do that. Unfortunately, under the previous administration, the FDIC took it upon themselves to use their supervisory authorities over banks and, in the name of risk management, essentially prevent the banks from offering these services no matter how little the risk, and even where there was no risk at all. That's not the law, and that's certainly not American due process.
Would they have done it to AI really quickly?
If they did it to crypto, they'll do it to AI, they'll do it to any other industry, and frankly, any other person who's out of political favor with the administration. That should give us all concern.
Yep.
Yeah, because again, they were trying to put stipulations on crypto. They were trying to, y'all remember, they were doing all of these things where they were trying to be involved in, like somebody said, the government does not need to have anything to do with crypto. Somebody just said that down there. Somebody just said it. So now, I mean, man. So now we're finding out a lot of stuff about the last administration. Do you remember when they said that if you don't allow transgenders and certain stuff in the schools, we're going to take away the food? We're going to take away the school lunch program? Look that up. Biden administration threatens taking away school lunches. Yeah, if they wouldn't allow trans and all types of crazy stuff in the schools. A lot is going on, a lot. So now we're finally at that point with the wrong spelling heading. Yeah, we're going to fix that. When you guys continue to see the video moving forward, it'll have 1 O because I got somebody in there to help me out. Is Trump losing birthright fight? Is he? And the reason I say that is because he implemented something, an executive order. Judge said no. Another judge said no. Now a third judge is saying no. One that was actually put in by that's on like Republican as well as a Democrat side. So it's a bipartisan judge. So we got the wrong spelling, but we got the right information. What I want you guys to see is how it's breaking down. What I think that's going to happen is it's an attempt to get it to the Supreme Court, because once it goes to the Supreme Court, a higher judge, maybe in his favor, can stamp it to go in his favor fully. So that's definitely an attempt to get it to go to a higher court, because once one court turns it down, you have they give you the rights to submit it to a higher court, and that would be, of course, the Supreme Court, and of course that's the last court that judges, and he feels like he has a better chance with the Supreme Court. So yes, let's get into this real quick.
Legal fight over President Trump's immigration policies. Alicia, today a third judge is going to take a look at the president's push to end birthright citizenship.
Yeah, good morning, Mark. These cases obviously continue. Today's hearing in Boston is the third just this week, and it comes after a second federal judge blocked the policy change, putting it on hold indefinitely. Now, at the center of all of this is whether birthright citizenship is actually enshrined in the Constitution, essentially an interpretation disagreement of the 14th Amendment. And so far, judges appointed by both Republican and Democratic presidents say the 14th Amendment does grant pure birthright citizenship. In Seattle on Thursday, U.S. District Judge John Kuhnauer, a Reagan appointee, put an injunction on the president's order that...
Now, do you guys think this is fair? Because we're looking at them on the border pregnant. They didn't get pregnant in the United States of America. They say, this is what the government says, they're attempting to get across the border so that they can have that child, so that they can get birthright and stay over here because they're the parents. That's a little bit different than I think from what they're trying to say. I don't know. I don't know the law, but what you guys think about this? Because it's kind of crazy when you look at the situation of the people actually at the border pregnant. I mean, what do you think? You definitely are into quantum anything. Hell no, it's not fair and it's not the law. Shouldn't happen, Brittany said. We got some people staying on topic. I appreciate you guys. Definitely appreciate you guys. Hunter, would you work? Okay, what we got up here? I like that you're running analog. I like the setup. Thank you, but it's hard as hell. I'm gonna tell you, it's hard. And it's not easy because the spelling, and I'm talking about a man of many talents. I gotta press this button. I gotta go over here. I could just do StreamYard. I could just do StreamYard and do it like everybody else. But I like being in the screen and talking to y'all and being able to do my little 1-2 and entertain y'all too sometimes. So yeah. But what do y'all think about this topic right here? Because it's definitely hitting. John Pitter, if one of the parents isn't a legal citizen, they're an anchor baby. I believe it. See what I'm saying? And we wrong for thinking like that. We're wrong for that. Why are we wrong for thinking this way? I don't understand.
Day after a federal judge in Maryland also issued a nationwide pause. Now, Judge Kuhnauer accusing President Trump in his remarks of trying to change the Constitution, saying, quote, under the guise of an executive order. Now, Washington State Attorney General Nick Brown, part of the lawsuit there in that state, praising the judge's decision after he ruled that. Take a listen.
Time and time again, he's shown a disdain for the United States Constitution. I think the words from Judge Kuhnauer today were a reaffirmation from that. And that's just not my perspective. It's a Reagan-appointed judge showing the American people.
Yeah, and the executive order was set to go into effect on February 19th, but will remain blocked unless both courts now in Seattle and Maryland are overruled or they decide otherwise. They act as a redundancy for one another. Now, this is welcome news, obviously, for pregnant asylum seekers who are part of that Maryland case. Right now, Margie, more than 24 states and organizations are part of at least 9 different lawsuits challenging President Trump's executive order on birthright citizenship. Today's hearing in Boston, that expected to start at 10 a.m.
Again, how is this birthright? You did this to get over here on purpose. Like, this is crazy. And they see it. It's on video. What's up with this? Not the illegal way it's been done. Frickin' said, turn your video left to right and the letters on the screen are backwards. You'll be all right. We fixed that already.
Of course, we'll monitor it. And got to note, there's a 4th case on the horizon. That hearing scheduled on Monday in New Hampshire, Margie.
And Alicia, before I let you go, those federal judges say the 14th Amendment is clear. What's the White House's argument on this?
So it's really interesting because the Trump administration is specifically focusing on a 4-word phrase within the 14th Amendment, subject to the jurisdiction. The 14th Amendment reads, I want to read you it, all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the states wherein they reside. The Trump administration is basically saying that this means people who are here illegally visiting or on a visa are not, quote, subject to the jurisdiction of the United States, and therefore their children are not citizens. So it may be an uphill fight for the Trump administration with a precedent set at the Supreme Court in this case more than a century ago, where the High Court ruled that children born to the U.S. To Chinese parents who were prohibited from becoming U.S. citizens at that time were citizens under the 14th Amendment. This case likely to go all the way up to the Supreme Court again, Markie.
So I'm gonna just tell y'all straight up and down. I feel like we're gonna get stuck with the birthright. They're not gonna get that passed. Seems like they're gonna get stuck with that, and then basically everybody else, they're gonna get up out of here. That's what it seems like, because this is too hard to deal with right here. And from what the law said, it said whoever's born on the land. It didn't say time of conception on the land. So yeah. And words, like we say, words are very important. Words are very important. To that last person that said something about my letters, I own these letters. When it comes down to the people that are speaking on the various clips, I don't control those letters. That's their stuff that they have going across the bottom. These are my letters that I control. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. That look. Got a lot of editors here. I wish I had my editors when I was doing this work, but I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you. Now, here we come to the definition of a true snitch. You guys ever hear about a snitch? What is a snitch? Like Tekashi 6ix9ine or whatever like that, right? But a true snitch, let me just get right to the bottom line of it. If you had something to do with the deal and you got caught up and you're telling, you're a snitch. If you organized it and you got caught and the people that didn't get caught you told on, you're a snitch. If you are involved in something that you had no idea what someone was doing and they got you mixed up in it and you get caught out there and you go tell, you're not a snitch because you ain't have nothing to do with that. It's 2 different definitions of what a real snitch is. This person right here is a snitch because he was into it for the money, admitted to saying that he wanted the money, and then turned on everybody else so he can get less time. True definition of a snitch. This person who I'm talking about is the person that was behind that feeding our future scam that they took over $250 million from COVID scams when they were acting as if they were feeding children through various programs. Yeah, now that he's caught and he's locked up, they won't let him out. They won't let him out because he's locked up. Oh, so now he's telling it. And that's the true definition of a snitch. So we're going to run into that real quick and let y'all see what he's doing. And he's telling I'm talking about the inner workings, how they planned everything, what they did, how they set it up. He basically telling it all, y'all.
One of the biggest stories in our state in a while. It's a case that stretches back more than 2 years. But finally today, we get a look behind the scenes of what is being called the largest pandemic fraud in United States history. a former employee of Feeding Our Future, told a jury today exactly how the alleged $250 million scam actually worked. Lou Raguse was in court to hear about it. Lou, what'd you find out?
Jana, Hadith Ahmed says back in 2022, when the FBI laid out the paper trail in front of him of all the evidence of his crimes, he agreed to plead guilty and help prosecutors take down other defendants.
Snitch.
Why did you participate in the federal food program? Assistant
Snitch.
U.S. Attorney Harry Jacobs asked Hadith Ahmed on the witness stand. I wanted to get rich to make money, Ahmed answered very early in his testimony, establishing clearly that the Feeding Our Future employee was taking part in a scam that he claims involved many, many others. Ahmed was the first defendant to plead guilty in the $250 million Feeding Our Future meal fraud case back in October 2022. Now, he's the star witness for federal prosecutors, as he agreed to...
So now the sad part about this is the kids weren't really getting the food, and they were creating various places where they were acting like kids were getting food. So they inflate the numbers where they say that they were feeding people and they were keeping the money. The more inflation, the more places you open up, the bigger your fraud check is under their reign.
Explain how the fraud was carried out and the connections he allegedly had to the 7 defendants currently on trial. Ahmed testified that he created a fake company called Southwest Metro Youth in Eden Prairie to run phony meal sites. At the same time, he worked for Feeding Our Future, the nonprofit that was supposed to provide oversight. Here's a $300,000 check he received, part of the $1 million he admits stealing by pretending to serve meals. Quote, the benefit is I was paid by Feeding Our Future and also getting money from Southwest Metro Youth. No site supervisor would go to Southwest because I was the right hand to Amy Bach. Although she...
This is Amy Bach. Anybody know about Amy Bach? She's the one that set up the Feeding Our Future scam. And anybody know who this is right here? Anybody know who this is right here? Amy Bach. She's the one that set it all up. I'm talking about millions. I'm talking about it was like a whole, they had their own private bank going on with this. You guys appreciate the content. Since I've been up 6 o'clock in the morning, like I said, all I asked you to do, double tap the screen to get those numbers up to let everybody know that we're here. We got about 30 likes and 181 people in the building. I really would appreciate it if we can get it up to at least 80 likes. Come on, y'all, double tap the screen. Let's keep it going. Thank you.
She's not on trial yet. A lot of Ahmed's testimony centered on Amy Bach, the former executive director of Feeding Our Future. Ahmed testified that he and Bach discussed the obviously fake names of children other sites claim to be feeding, and that he and Bach decided to look the other way because more meal sites equaled more money for them. He described Feeding Our Future as a bank where the scammers could withdraw money, and those who provided kickbacks would receive VIP treatment, including several of the defendants on trial, like the owners of Empire Cuisine in Shakopee. Here's a check Ahmed testified they wrote to his fake consulting company, part of the additional $1 million he says he received in kickbacks. Another defendant claimed to serve meals at Dar El Farouk Mosque in Bloomington, with phony invoices to go along with it, approved by Ahmed. The VIP treatment consisted of making sure their invoices went to the top of Bach's desk for payment and that no one would go check on their meal sites, Ahmed testified. At the end of his testimony, the prosecutor asked, how do you feel about what you did? And Ahmed answered, ashamed.
Cross-examination was just...
We know he not ashamed. You mad? When they say sorry, you're sorry that you're caught. You're ashamed because you got caught. Because if we want to rewind, Ahmed, why did you do this? Because I wanted money. You shouldn't, it should be more than a shame because of all of the meals that you actually took out of those little children's mouths and the people that you stole from, if anything. We don't care about the words that come out your mouth after the fact. After the fact, don't fly with people over here. We don't play that game when it come down to that. He was dead wrong for what he did in stealing that money from them kids. That's one thing I can say. And then inflating it like they were feeding him. And then he gonna go tell like he, just to get himself out of it. Classic snitch.
It's getting underway when court ended for the day, so Hadith Ahmed will likely spend tomorrow on the witness stand as well. And even though he's helping prosecutors, he still faces up to 4 years in prison when he's sentenced for conspiracy to commit wire fraud. Jenna.
So 4 years, they broke down his charges, and basically they're gonna give everybody else more charges. I think they're really going after the lady. That's what they're doing. To me, it seems as if they're going after the head because she's the one that orchestrated everything. And it's like, why would they go after him when they can go after her? And she's got all her money and everything. Scammers everywhere. Yep. Little Horn think he's going to get away with it. Yeah, 4 years is like getting away with it. Little Horn, yep, just like I said, he's ashamed that he got caught. Brittany said, Prophet, it's just wild to me. Yep. Right, the losers, really? What we got? Prophet said, Brittany said, why care anymore? Little Horn, all right, what else? Who else we got up in here? We got Canadian government did the same, sheesh, and not one meal was passed out. Hunter McIntyre. What else we got? Who else we got up in here? Quan, what's up? Trump supporters mindset at little. I was just reading that. Sorry about that. I was just reading it. Quan, it's funny how all these poor people think Trump care about them. What we got up here? What we got? All right, y'all. Y'all ready? We got another one, y'all. We got this train that went up in flames in Philadelphia. And we got everybody evacuated up off of there. But again, a lot of these stories are not getting a lot of press. So I want to make sure that we see what's going on. This was real crazy right here because luckily the people got away with their lives and no one was, I hope if I'm correct, that no one was injured in this. And this just happened in Philadelphia. I got a lot of friends out there, so I'm hoping that everybody's cool. And this is kind of like a live situation too, what's going on. So it happened yesterday, but I left it up because I wanted to make sure that I shed light on it. The passengers were evacuated. The fire, the smoke was engulfed. What appeared to be the first car to train, which the eyewitness could be heard.
Approximately 6 p.m. The train behind us here on the Wilmington Newark line, there was a fire reported underneath the lead cars. It was the first car on the train. Crews quickly evacuated all passengers from the train. It was at some point after that it was discovered that the first car of the train was engulfed in flames. But by that time, passengers fortunately had been evacuated. Our crew had been evacuated as well. So the passengers are still getting onto buses here. We've gotten some of them out, 350 passengers approximately. So this was a full rush hour train. Very quick action by our crews that helped allow this to be a safe outcome here. And the investigation into the cause is ongoing. We don't know where this started, just that it was in the area underneath the train, and then obviously engulfed the train in flames. So full investigation is ongoing for that.
And here I go saying take the train. After all of the flights and everything like that started, it's like you can't do nothing now. Planes,
This is the scene
flights.
right now on the railroad tracks out back or out front of our office. There's a SEPTA train on fire.
A SEPTA train, y'all. This is a SEPTA
There's so
line.
much smoke you can't even see the rest of the train. We think people were getting out of the train on the other side of the tracks.
This is the SEPTA line. Anybody know SEPTA, Philadelphia? I was just on this train like what, last month, going to PA.
All of them, of course, are red. They're fighting the fire from the other side of the tracks. Yeah, you see the water? And now the police and fire can't get up there. You see the siren, the siren lights.
I'm wondering, like, what's on fire? Like, what's got a train burning like that? Like, crazy. But lucky, they said 229 people were able to get off the train and nobody was injured. So we want to send our prayers to everybody. We're glad that nobody got hurt in this one. But I do want to say we need to be more diligent on like watching and maintaining stuff now. It seems like the planes, the buses, everything is just going crazy right now. Everything is just happening right now. And it's like, I think we got to really pay attention to quality of service, quality of products. Like yesterday, I was showing you guys the airplane when the wings set on fire. That was crazy. That was crazy. You guys do me a favor. We got a lot more coming up. Double tap that screen to let everybody know what we're doing. Double tap that screen to get those likes up. I really appreciate you guys. Now check this out. What we got coming up next. AG Pam Bondi, you're next. She's targeting illegals in sanctuary cities. So like I told you guys earlier, there's always a play. There's always a play. Try to put something in. It doesn't go through. Let it go up to the Supreme Court. Hopefully they overturn it. Sometimes they throw a rock because they want a response. So now they got a rock now that they're throwing, just like the Birthright rock that they threw, trying to get it up to Supreme Court with the hopes that it's overturned. Right now, like I said, we got the AG, Pam Bondi. Is it Pat or Pam? Long story short, she said that you guys are next, aiming at the illegals and aiming at sanctuary cities. So now all these sanctuary governors, sanctuary mayors, if you want that money from the Fed, yeah, you got to do what the Fed say. Federal government is not giving out monetary to sanctuary cities. Now they're suing them and taking them to court. So they like, get in line because we taking them to court first.
The DOJ is now suing Illinois and the city of Chicago for allegedly obstructing the federal government's enforcement of immigration law and refusing to end its sanctuary policies.
They are choosing illegal aliens over the safety and security of their own citizens and the men and women of law enforcement who are out there trying to protect their citizens. Not only did we sue today the city of Chicago, we sued the state of Illinois, we sued the mayor, we sued the governor, and we sued others. And let me be very clear, if you don't comply with federal law, you're going to be next.
Y'all heard her. The agenda's been set and they got the players in play. Just want to ask you guys before we keep it going, what do you guys think about this? What do you guys think about what they're doing here? Damn, the volume is dumb loud, you tripping. That must have been before, yeah. 4 years will fly by. Yeah, that's the thing. 4 years will fly by. And everybody got to understand that it's going to fly by. I'll keep my country, but in the woods, LMAO. Yeah, 4 years are going to fly by because at one point I didn't like an administration. Next thing you know, another administration comes. It's like, so that's why it's like a up and down. It's like a seesaw. Do me a favor, guys, double tap the screen. We're going to keep this content going. We're going to keep it going here.
President Trump's newly appointed DEA Chief Derek Maltz is also vowing to crack down on crime, and he joins me now. Derek, good morning to you. Congratulations on this appointment. It's great to have you on the show this morning. You are hoping to be the single biggest thorn in the side of Mexican drug cartels, which makes you a very brave man. And I like the wording of what you're trying to do, to create an army of good, to fight back against evil and stop cartel influence in the United States once and for all. It's a lofty goal. How do you go about accomplishing it?
Well, for one, it all starts at the top. So leadership has been real clear that the law enforcement in this country is going to protect the citizens, and we're going to use all the tools, all the authorities, and all the great American patriots. Men and women are out there every day on the streets. All the agencies are united. This is the first time I've seen this level of cooperation between the DOJ component agencies, the DHS, Homeland Security, the new border czar. Everyone's working together. We're on the streets together. But unfortunately, Carly, we have compromises like we had in Aurora, Colorado. We're trying to remove the most violent criminals in America off the streets, and we have media folks leaking it to those traffickers, to those criminals. Very sad.
And they were only able to get one person when that happened. So that's why the media ain't always good. They leaked that they were going to go, but how did they even find out? You know, how did they even find out that they were going out there? Because to be honest with you, those people needed to be caught. Them Tren de la Agua guys that took over that apartment complex, they only caught one of them. They said 100 of them got away because the media told that they were coming to get them. But then again, like, how did they even know that they were coming to get them? Guys, do me a favor. Appreciate you. Double tap the screen. Let's try to get it up to 80. We got about we got 57, but we got 423 people in the building. I really would love to appreciate you guys the way that you preach. That I appreciate you. Let's double tap the screen like that. Give your boy a fist bump. Appreciate the content. Let me read some of these comments down there while you guys get those likes up. Dre, and when they came for you, no one was left. Nah, I agree, Rick. Who else we got? We got Bernie. Y'all just ignore the data and believe what the billionaire corporate media says. That's what Bernie said. What we got over here from Minneapolis? Have had no police department since 2020. What? Let me read the whole thing. I live in South Minneapolis. Have had no police department since 2020. How's that going for you, Sandra? How's that going for you out there in South Minneapolis? That you have no police department out there. How's that working out for y'all? Nah, I agree, Rick. Dre. Okay, I read that already. What else we got? Minnesota bad. It used to be a great state with bright minds. That's what Carrie Wilt said. And then we got Natalie said that anyone that thinks what is going on is wrong, they can move. Ooh, they can move where? Where you telling them to go? You don't even care where they go, huh, Natalie? You just want them to be up out. Bill said LMFA, y'all do me a favor. We getting close on those numbers up there. Let's double tap. We got 271. We only got 66 likes. Come on, let's get that up to 80. Let's get that up to 80. King James, actual American patriots back in the White House. Amen. Okay, we got some patriots up in here today. We got some people that's rocking. King James said Minnesota is the home of the new Somalia. You know that, right? Because I told you guys, not only is one sort of immigrant coming in, it's not just illegal Guatemalans, illegal Venezuelans, illegal Dominicans, it's Asians, it's illegal everything. When the border is open, everybody's coming. When the cat's away, the mice will play. And the sad part about it that I'm going to say for the 1 millionth time is it drains the resources of the United States of America. So all of these people that think it's okay to come on over here, get free welfare, health care, and make the population go in a direction that it can't even handle, where we can't even have enough food to serve everybody. And then the classrooms were already, when I was in school, the public schools, they used to be like 10, 15 kids in a class. Now it's double that. Why? Because the law says that if you're a child in any one of these states, you got to go to school. And now they just putting them in there like daycare. Daycare is now just like school, because to be honest with you, our education level is nothing like what it used to be. At this point, they just send them through at this point. And then when you go to public schools, the classes are like now 35 children, 40 children in one class. Right. And think about this. How is the child actually learning something in that sort of surrounding? Yeah. And then how are they being taught? How are they learning anything? How are they getting any like really good information from the teacher or back and forth? So that's what I mean when they put the children, the illegal migrant children, into schools, and now the class with the child that was in there that was probably doing well, they're not getting that much attention paid to, because now this teacher's being a babysitter. Because 9 times out of 10, the child don't even know English from the other country.
It is very sad. There were supposed to be 100 Tren de Aragua members arrested in Colorado. Only one was. But when Bill Malugin went into the apartments because he did a ride-along, he said that there were blood inside the apartment complexes, which is really all you need to know about who these people are. And they're still in our country because of that leak. So we mentioned it at the top. Newly appointed AG Pam Bondi is suing the city of Chicago, the state of Illinois, over the sanctuary policy, saying that they violate federal law.
I don't like to keep cutting this off, but I like to make points when they come up. Chicago is being sued. New York is not. Why? I told you guys yesterday. Mayor Adams, he's making nice. He's making nice. Kathy Hochul, she's making nice. She needs the federal funding for her stupid congestion pricing situation. And who do we have in office? We have a billionaire that uses situations like this to get what he needs. So now he's going to say stuff like, let us come into your jails and get those illegal criminals out of there, and then we'll probably get you the money. But you know Trump. You know Trump. We're gonna give it to you in spurts to make sure that you do what you say you're gonna do. And I don't see nothing wrong with that. Now, everybody wants to make nice. And think about this. Eric Adams was indicted by the Fed, right? Now, all of a sudden, his case is going to be going away. So, bargaining, y'all, bargaining. That's basically, what did they try to say? It was a quid pro quo. It's no such thing as quid pro quo. That's the way the man does business. And again, like I told you guys yesterday, really on a small fundamental level, please understand this. You wanted a businessman, billionaire to be your president. You wanted Donald Trump. The majority of the people wanted him to be the president, right? How could you understand his tactics in doing business? If you did, wouldn't you be a billionaire? President 2 times already? Lost all your money, got it all back. Must be doing something right, huh? Must be doing something right. Just glad he playing for this team right now. Like I said all the time, you can't trust a man 100%. Still got to police him. Make sure he's doing what he got to do. But I'd rather him be playing for our team than Kamala. Real talk. Put a heart in the comments if you'd rather have Trump than Kamala. Let me see how many people here. Put a heart in the comments if you'd rather have Trump than Kamala. Simple question. If you guys feel like doing that, I appreciate it. Double tap that screen and get up to 80 because we got 71. We real close. We got some people. Okay, we see some hearts in there. We got a lot of hearts coming. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Everybody. Purple hearts. We got pink hearts. We got brown hearts. We got black hearts. See? Look at Shane. Shane popping up. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Call me what you want. Call me what you want. Call me what you want. Oh, that was funny. Somebody put the LGBTQ hearts. Hey, let me ask you something, Firebird 68 Cougar. Are you giving us the rainbow flag back when you do that? Are you giving us the flag back? Because people like myself that grew up on Romper Room and Sesame Street, we would like the simple rainbow flag back. That's what we want. Can we get our flag back? Because now we don't even want to go next to it. Because people might think you're down with the broken wristed clique. Do me a favor, y'all. We got 5 more to go to get that 80. You guys are doing phenomenal right now, and I appreciate you. Made this show what it is. That's what I'm talking about. That's why I rock with y'all. That's why I'm here every morning at 6 o'clock in the morning. Let's go. Let's go.
Do sanctuary policies impact the work that you're trying to do in getting drugs out of this country?
100%. I mean, what person in America would want to protect the most violent criminals in the world? All you have to do is just pay attention to what's happening. Like in Aurora, for example, these Tren de Aragua violent criminals are taking over entire apartment buildings. This is America. We have to unite. We have to stand together.
And this is just me like being who I am. Like, ooh, how dare you? How dare you? Who the do you think you are coming into our country, taking over anything? And that's why they need to be made example of. Forget about the laws. Make examples of them. If it was me, let's tie them up and beat them. Yeah. Whoop them like your mama used to do with the belt. Tie them up to a tree. Oh my God, it's not civil. How dare you do that? It's not humane. Yeah, what they did was not humane. Taking over people's homes, torturing people, all types of crazy stuff. In our country, are you crazy? Man, send them to Guantanamo. Send them to water tactics. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Because they deserve it. They need to be made example of so that the other cartel members back home, it's like, yo, they handling us out here. United States ain't playing. Just like that last Mexican when he went back over the border and they was like, you think we should keep on trying to go back? He said, man, listen, forget about the United States. They're not playing. We give up. There's still people trying to get over the border, but now we have less than 500 crossings a day, and all of them are getting caught. Like 50 made it across. Tom Holman, along with the military, along with Homeland Security, ICE, they're not playing. Doom, 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 doom. Doom, doom, doom. They need to take this song for right now, right? They need to take the Vanilla Ice song and just be like, doom, 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 doom. Ice, ice, baby. And you know why I'm like this? And a lot of people think I'm mean for the way that I am. I'm gonna tell you why. I have a building management company in the city of New York City. We handle Chelsea. I have a couple of people that work for me. I love them. They've been working for me for 15 years. The other day, a Mexican walked over and said to one of the owners, I will work for cheaper than him. Come on, please take me. And guess what? I lost that account. If I lose 2 more, I have to fire 2 more people. Is that fair to me? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Is it fair to my people that work for me? I've been doing this for 15 years. You let me know.
And we have to stand up for the citizens. We have to put Americans first. This Attorney General, this President, and in DEA and all our agencies, we're going to put Americans first, and we're going to keep them safe.
Okay, well, despite these sanctuary policies, like you were saying, about 100 criminal migrants have been arrested in the New York City area between January 28th and February 3rd, just a few days' time. 100 have been arrested. That includes an Ecuadorian migrant who admitted to raping a woman, pled guilty, and was only sentenced to time served. He was let back out on the streets. Now he is arrested in DHS custody. And a special agent in charge of the DEA's New York division says, quote, what's different is the urgency to remove criminal illegals or violent illegal criminal drug traffickers without having to go through 6, 8, 10, 12-month investigations. I mean, you've served under many different presidents. How do the current administration policies stack up to previous presidents in terms of how you get your job done?
Well, right now, I have never seen this sense of urgency. And in the DEA, we've participated in over 1,000 arrests with DHS and our other components out there fighting crime out there in the streets. So we are moving fast, and we are going to get the job done. And Tom Holman, as you've seen, is very committed to getting these criminals out of the country.
To the point where he's threatening the governor of Chicago, threatening the mayor of Chicago, threatening everybody that's trying to hold him back with federal arrests. So all y'all trying to be like, hey, let's use our money to try to help the immigrants and all of that. Yeah, they coming for y'all. Or even in the government. Not only that, but I'm gonna blame the criminals and the illegal immigrants for our getting locked up. Yeah. Because if they didn't come over here the way that they did, our that was already here wouldn't have no problems. If you don't shine a light on a situation where it's too crazy, nobody would know what's going on. But due to the fact that you came over here and now you're staying in Abuela, the grandmother's house, if you guys don't understand what I'm saying, they're saying, are they gonna arrest Abuela? Are they gonna arrest my old auntie? Well, if that criminal is living in the house with that lady and she's illegal, she's gonna go back as well. But the problem preceding that is, you shouldn't have came if you know that you're gonna jeopardize her. Instead of looking at what's gonna happen, look at what made it happen. See, the problem with a lot of people is they look at the result and they never look at the reasoning why it happened. You're in the crib where I at. Oh, ice. Doom, 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 doom. Everybody gets the ride. That bracelet's in the back. Y'all know the ride. This one here, sitting in the back like this, looking stupid. Because you decided not to come here the right way. So whose fault is that? Just want to ask that question, y'all. Also, if you knew the number to ICE, would you call? If you knew where illegal activity was going on, would you make a phone call and say, hey, there's some illegals over here and I think that you guys need to check this out? Just wanted to ask you guys that before we get back to the clip. No, somebody said no. That was Bernie. King James said yes. Broderick Escalin said absolutely. Brian said absolutely. Brownie shirts, hell yeah, I'm snitching. Tish said I'm snitching. I like Tish. King said I have. Shit, you late, Bugatti. I already did that. Yo, y'all ain't no joke. CM Sports says, I don't care what you guys say. Trump is not going to make the White House. Eventually, he will be taken out of office. Check this out. I'm going to put it like this. Hey, yo, Brittany, you still here? Yo, King is a mess, right? Yo, King, you got to stay on board. You got to stay. And Britt, get in my email address, right? I want you to send me your address. I got a gift for you. Everybody that's being 100 with me and staying on board with me like that, I got some nice gifts coming for y'all. And now what we're going to start doing is my subscribers and people that's really down, I'm doing contests where we're going to be giving away the hoodies. And I don't care what nobody say. There's no hoodie better than this one. This is a puff print. This is not just some real cheap screen. This is a 1/2 inch thick coming up off of this sweater. So you know what? I appreciate you guys. We've been having a rough month. We've been doing our thing. So certain select people, I'm going to be messaging you and I'm going to be sending you sweatshirts. I'm going to be sending you different things. It's not fair for people that subscribe to my channel to give me money every month and they don't get something out of it. Yes, I appreciate the fact that you subscribe, but I also think in my mind that every month that money's coming out of your account. So I got to perform for that. And not only that, but I want to give you something for that because you're giving me something. So I appreciate you guys to that point. I want to make sure that you guys are getting the rewards of what I get. Everything that I get over here, I'm going to share and I'm going to keep saying it. Do me a favor. You got a party going on. I see a lot of you have businesses. I see a lot of you have things going on and I can tell by your names what you do. Granny such and such. I don't care if you make quilts. Tell me what it is. We put it up in the community section and we can all help each other to grow our businesses and our events. parties, whatever you got going on, you got my email address in the description. Go in the description, send me whatever you guys got going on. I put it in the community section so we all can benefit from the community that we have. Also, I keep telling y'all, go inside the description and do the surveys. I make sure that those surveys are like $150 to $300 every time because I like money. So I go to my source for the survey. I check and make sure that the survey is good. Then I click it and I put it in the description in my description so that you guys can go for those surveys. $300, $150. I'm about that paper. Y'all, I'm trying to help us out for real over here. So if you get with me, you'll see what's up. So now back to the members. When you join and subscribe, that's one thing. But when you do monthly and you're paying $2.99, $6.99 and stuff like that, I can't just not pay attention to that. So those are the people that's going to be gifted. Like when I do the 100,000th person, like my 100,000 subscriber, I'm going to give that person $1,000. When I get my 100,000 subscriber, that person's going to come up there because every time you guys subscribe, it goes and it shows me. I'm going to give that person $1,000. And then every time I do something, you guys are going to get the rewards from it. Or whoever does this gets this PlayStation. Whoever does this gets this. And I'm not only going to do it with like electronics because I know we got bills to pay. We're going to do it with some money. So the same way you guys invest in me, the stronger I get, I'm going to invest right back into you. Let's finish this clip, y'all.
So you got a big job on your hands, but you are the man for the job, and we appreciate you joining us this morning.
Oh, that was it. We did it. We good, y'all. We good. Again, double tap the screen if y'all appreciate the content. And I'm gonna fix this. I'm gonna fix this heading over here because somebody made sure that they let me know that that was wrong. And I appreciate all of the editing, everything that you guys put me onto because it makes me better. Even when I did this, I didn't realize it, but I just learned how to do that, flip it around to make sure that it's right so that you guys can read it. That's something that we just learned this month. And we're getting better as a channel as we grow. We've already got about 1.5 million views this month. We're growing as a channel. We're still learning. But I do want to tell you guys that I appreciate you for coming. And every time that you come here, you're part of the show. And when you comment, it makes the show even better because we can have a community and everybody can understand. Again, don't worry about the platforms when it's Fox, when it's CNN, whatever the case may be, due to the fact that it's still the light that's being shined, right? So we still can pay attention to what's going on. There's a fire over here. Just because someone that you like is screaming fire does not mean that you don't like is screaming fire, does not mean that you don't check and see if it's a fire. You go check and then you investigate. So when they put that light up is why we go to Fox and all these other areas. Yes, we do our own due diligence. And we, as human beings, as smart, intelligent people, then we come up with our own determinations. We don't take their word as law. In the same way, we don't take one person as God, but that number one up high, because no man is more powerful than him, as we all know. And like I always tell you guys, you could have went anywhere. But the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. So do me a favor, subscribe, watch another video, and let everybody know what we got going on here. And we're still learning, but I still want to tell you guys I appreciate you guys because it was rocky, but we got it to where it needed to be. I had to stay in there with y'all. They tried to knock me out, but we did what we had to do. And I appreciate you guys for always having my back. And that's the reason why I keep coming back. I went in the comments yesterday. One person said, don't stop doing what you're doing because you're good at it. You're good at it, and we appreciate you. Sometimes all it takes is one person. All it takes is one person. And you know who you are. Appreciate you guys. And until tomorrow, stay safe. Love you. Take care of your families. And like I always tell you, you ready? Get them! 1.